guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marisa and I am here on YouTube to usually talk all things curly hair, but today's video is actually a little bit different. We're talking about hair somewhere else, the brows. So this video is all about me getting my eyebrows microbladed. So right now my eyebrows aren't microbladed, as you can see. So this is my before, and I wanted to show you my brows, so which is why I have a very bare face. I'm a bit flushed today because it's been really hot here. Here are my brows. They are quite fair. They are rather sparse in places, and I actually think in real life they probably look a lot more sparse than they do on the camera. So I have gaps. This one is definitely the weaker of the two. It's got a much weaker tail. And yeah, they're not great. Lots of over plucking in my teens has led to this that we have now. So I thought for a while about getting microblading, and microblading is a semi-permanent makeup. It's like a tattoo, but it's not permanent like a tattoo, but the process is similar, and it can last a couple of years. If you have really dry skin or really oily skin, then it's usually going to last a less amount of time. Thankfully I have quite normal skin, quite balanced, so I'm hoping that I'm going to get a good long time out of these. So I was doing a bit of research online and trying to figure out who I was willing to trust my eyebrows to, because I don't even let anybody pluck or tweeze or wax my brows ever. I don't even let other people do my makeup. I like to have that control, and these days I don't let anyone else do my hair. I even cut my own hair and I don't colour it, so a little bit of a control freak there. So it's a big deal to be putting my face in the hands of someone, and especially because it's going to be semi-permanent. I cannot wipe it off. So I did some research, and the person who was kind of in my area, who kept coming up again and again, her work on her Instagram looks amazing, is Hailey Dallas. So Hailey Dallas Brows. Obviously I'll put her details here, and I'm going to share with you a few of the images that I saw on her Instagram page, which sold her to me as the person that I wanted to go to. And as it happens, actually a couple of my real life friends had been to her as well, and their results were fantastic. And even a couple of years down the line, they were still really happy with how their brows were. So I contacted her on Instagram just to ask for a quote, basically how much does it cost, and she extremely kindly offered to gift the process to me. And obviously I'm just going to share that process on my Instagram, and I decided to also do this YouTube video because it's a bit more of an in-depth look into the process. So it's not a sponsored video, but she has gifted me the process, which is amazing because I was pretty much sold on doing it anyway, so I was absolutely delighted. So thank you, Hailey. So right now, this is the night before I'm getting my brows done. I am feeling nervous. I'm really excited, and definitely got the jitters. Really interesting, some of the things that you can't do before you get your eyebrows microbladed. You can't use products with vitamin A or retinol in them for 2 weeks previous, because it can cause a lot of excess bruising and it causes the skin to be weaker. You can't use anything that's going to cause blood thinning, so that includes alcohol, caffeine, spicy foods, and painkillers like ibuprofen or aspirin that are blood thinners. So you have to avoid all of those, like the day before and the day of the procedure. So I can't even have a coffee or a tea in the morning, so hopefully I can make up for that afterwards. So I can't wait to show you the process and the after and everything else afterwards. Hey guys, so it's the morning of my microblading appointment, and I've got to just get all the kids and everything organised and then make my way, because the place where I'm going, Hailey Dallas Studio, is just about an hour away from where I live. But I thought I would just show you my brows in natural daylight before I go, and I will check in with you soon.
So you can see that we need to take your measurements with your eyes closed, muscles relaxed. As you can see from here, the white line shows that your eyes are level. The top line shows that they peak at the same point, the same height, and the same thickness, but the fronts arches are at the same height and tail off at the same point. From the corners of the eyes, they start the same distance apart symmetrically. They peak at the same point and they tail off at the same point.
It's brilliant, it's so good, it's such a good app, I love it.
So we'll have to measure symmetry with your eyes closed, muscles relaxed, because you can see when your eyes are open, you do have a slightly higher brow here. So if you close your eyes, relax your muscles, then they're nice and symmetrical. Now if you open your eyes for me, you can see that although this looks quite scary because I've got these thick brown angled lines, I haven't gone any thicker than your natural hair. In fact, I've thinned them down a little bit. I've taken a wee bit of hair away from here to balance them, because this brow naturally sat a little bit higher, and I've also taken some hair away from the tails just to give you a little bit of lift but not changing the natural shape too much of your own brow.
Okay, here goes. I'm home. Here are my finished brows on day one. Obviously there's a little bit of redness because, you know, they've just been microbladed, and they look shiny because as part of the aftercare you have to wipe them with a special wipe and apply Bepanthen ointment every hour for the rest of today basically. But I'm so happy with the shape, if you can see them despite the shininess. So yeah, I'm so pleased with the shape. I think the shape is just what I wanted. Really like them. They look a little bit darker usually when they've just been done, and then they might get darker as time goes on. So potentially over the next few days they might get darker, then they might get lighter, and then they'll settle. And 4 to 6 weeks time is when I'll have kind of my faded final result, and then I go back for a top up. So I've got a top up booked in 6 weeks. After that, that will be the final result. So yeah, I'm so delighted. And you know what? It was so much less painful than I thought it was going to be. So for me, she doesn't use numbing cream. And for me, it felt like these sections here in the middle, so this part here was a lot scratchier. It was a little bit sore, but because she's just doing a stroke and then stop, and then another like hair stroke and then a stop, it's not like constant pain all the time. It's just a bit nippy. And these sections that like the tail of the brow barely felt it. It just felt like somebody maybe like with using a pencil on your skin, like scratchy but not sore, which I thought was interesting. There must be more nerve endings in this part of my brow than there are in the outside in the tail. So I will keep checking in with you. I will check in with you again tomorrow, and I'll keep checking in for the next week or so. She does something called the one pass technique, which is her own technique, which means that she doesn't go over the same lines more than once. A lot of microbladers will do it one time and then go back in again over the same lines to make the pigment take better and darker. But she doesn't do that. She has her own technique, which of course is kinder to the skin and doesn't hurt as much, so she can get away without using the numbing cream because she feels like the numbing cream can have an effect on how the brows take, so she doesn't like to use it. So yeah, I'm just really happy. First impressions are amazing, and she's such a lovely lady as well. So I can't wait to keep sharing my eyebrow progress with you. Hi guys, so I'm coming to you in full on natural light today to show you the day 2 of my brows, and they're looking pretty fabulous. I am really happy with them. They're they have got the Bepanthen on them, so you know there's that little bit of a sheen, but it's been put on a few hours ago, so it's not quite so shiny as when it's on fresh. And I think they're looking fabulous. I feel like in real life they look like a really good match to my hair. On camera sometimes they look a little bit warmer, but then although my hair has got obviously silver through it, I do have warm tones in it as well, so I think overall it's a really good match. They're not itchy, they're not sore. As you can see, I don't have any scabbing or anything yet. I can't feel them, to be honest. I was expecting it to be sensitive, and I'm sure that as it heals it probably will get a bit itchy, but at the moment I can't feel them at all. So today, for the next 9 days, including today, I just have to do that first thing in the morning, halfway through the day, and at bedtime. Clean them with cool boiled water and cotton wool. You just clean them until there's no more pigment coming away, and then add the Bepanthen ointment, and that's it. Day 3 of my brows, and to be honest, they're really not looking much different from yesterday. I think they look slightly more natural than yesterday. I was honestly expecting them to look so severe and dark and maybe be patchy and scabby by now, but there's absolutely nothing. So according to the little information brochure that I got, usually kind of from about day 5 is when they're likely to go scabby. So if it's gonna happen, then it'll happen maybe in a couple of days, so we'll see. But I just I'm amazed at how normal they look. And I have just cleaned them. I haven't put the ointment on them yet because I thought I would let you see what they look like without the ointment, because they look a lot more natural without the shiny cream on. I'm just amazed. I just think they look absolutely amazing. Another thing I love about them is I have not the tiniest bit of makeup on, and yet I feel so much more confident. I feel like I look fine without makeup, absolutely fine, because my brows are there, and brows is what gives your face structure, isn't it? So I'm so happy with that. I just feel like I will be confident going out without makeup a lot more, knowing that my brows are on and that they look natural. They don't look like they've been, you know, penciled in, and they're not blocky at all. So I will keep checking in with you, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi guys, it is day 5 of my brows today, and I didn't actually check in with you yesterday on day 4 because, to be honest, they looked exactly like they did on day 3. But I noticed just yesterday evening that there was a little bit of scabbiness and patchiness starting to go on in this brow. So they've definitely started to fade. They're definitely not as dark and bold as they were the first couple of days, which is good. That's what I wanted. And it's completely normal for them to go a little bit scabby, and as you can see, a little bit patchy. From kind of day 5 to 8, it's totally normal. So I was expecting it, but I still can't help but go when I look in the mirror and see gaps appearing and think, oh my goodness, it's disappearing. But it is completely normal. What happens is they go scabby, they go patchy, it looks like they've disappeared, and then they come back again. So here we are, day 5, still just loving the shape. Really happy that the inner corners have faded slightly, so it's just a little bit more of a fade from the middle out. And I mean, they just look like my brows, and that's exactly what I wanted. So I will check in with you guys again tomorrow, or maybe the next day, depending on how different they look. They're slightly itchy this morning, but as soon as I put the ointment on, the itchiness goes away. So all good there. Hi guys, it's day 7 of my microblading, and I'm partway through drying my hair. But I thought I would give you a check-in. So, as you can see, they are looking as they were before. Still a little bit patchy. If I step back, there you go, you can see that they are more patchy. But it is part of the process. So I'm trying to just trust the process, and we'll see what happens in a few days. And as I've said before, if some of it is a bit patchy, it will get fixed at the touch-up. Still just really loving the overall shape, and I'm just really excited to see where they're going to end up. Hi guys, so it is now day 11, which means that my brows are fully healed. They've not reached the kind of final state that they'll be in, but as far as healing goes, they're fully healed. So I don't have to be quite so super careful with them, and I don't have to keep applying the ointment, and I don't have to keep cleaning them 3 times a day, so I can just kind of treat them a bit more like regular brows. And as you can see, they have settled and filled in a little bit. They're a little bit less patchy than they were a few days ago, but they're still quite light, so they're a bit lighter than my hair colour, and over the next week or so they may darken up, so hopefully. I apologise about the noise in the background, it's the weekend, my kids are home. But I'm really liking the shape, especially this one. I think the shape is perfect. This one is a bit more patchy here, but then this one was always the gappiest, patchiest brow, always the worst brow. This one was always the best one. So I'm not surprised that that's the way it is. So we'll see what happens, see if those gaps fill in, and I will update you again in a few days. Hey guys, it's been a while. I've just taken my makeup off, which is why I've got this weird headband on, but I thought I would give you an update. We are on day 21. Yeah, day 21. And they're looking great. They're looking really natural. They haven't changed much since the last time I checked in. Some of the gaps have sort of filled in. This one's still more gappy here. And the strokes that were done underneath this one have faded a lot. So like you can see, this one is more kind of thicker here, whereas this one is thinner. So all of that hopefully will be fixed at my top-up appointment, which is just a couple of weeks time. So I will probably check back in with you next at my top-up appointment. Exciting, guys. So I have had my top-up appointment. Today is Monday and I had my top-up appointment, that's hard to say, on Friday. And this is how they were looking now. Obviously had faded quite a lot. So when I went to see Hailey, she said they had faded more than she would have expected than most of her clients do. So she spent a good amount of time just adding some more hair strokes, and she's gone half a shade darker as well. So we will see what happens. I am just hoping so much that they stay because I love them so much. I mean, just look at the hair strokes. She's so good. They look so real. I just can't get over how real they look. They just don't look like anything other than real hairs. I just want them to stay. So I am expecting them to fade from this, but if they can just be there, I will be really happy. So we'll see what happens. Like I say, this is day 4 since my top up. So I will update you again in another few days when the healing is finished. Just to check in, this is day 8 after the top up and they are looking fantastic. There's not really any scabbing or like bits coming away this time as there was after the first time. I don't know why, but I am so happy with how they're looking. They've definitely held up a lot better than they did the first time. So they're still all there. There are no gaps at all, which is yay. I'm so excited. Hello. So I am here to show you, it's the final eyebrows delude. Sorry, I just had to. Yeah, anyway, these are my fully healed, final microbladed eyebrows. And I could not be happier with them. Give you a good old close-up. What do you think? I am absolutely delighted with them. They're there, they're bold enough, but they look natural. They look like my eyebrows, and especially like this the inner corners here, where it looks like, you know, individual hairs. They don't look blocky or anything. So I haven't added anything to them today. I've got a full face of makeup, but I didn't have to touch my brows. All I did was just run a damp cotton bud over them after I'd finished my makeup, just to make sure there was no makeup like sitting on top of the microbladed strokes, just so that they, you know, they're not covered at all. What I normally do is add then just a brow mascara, because I do have a lot of very blonde and white hairs in my brows. So just to cover those, I use a little bit of a brow mascara, but I didn't today because I just wanted to show you exactly what they look like with nothing on them. So this is them. I'm so happy with them, as you can maybe tell. I hope you enjoyed watching the entire process from start to finish, and let me know if maybe you've had yours done, or you're thinking about it, or what are your thoughts now after watching this video. I 100% recommend Hailey Dallas brows. She is in the Moray area of Scotland. If you can at all make your way to her, if you're going to get microblading, I would 100% recommend her. She's just great, and she really listens, and she really knows what she's doing. I don't think I've ever seen any other microblading transformations that look quite as good and real brows as hers do. So anyway, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please just give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.